Nathan Crow had stopped using his bedroom. He slept on the couch now, shoes still on, keys in his pocket, phone always in his hand. The hallway beyond the living room stayed dark no matter how many lamps he turned on. It felt wrong to look down that corridor, as if the house itself didn't want to be seen. The rain had been falling for hours when the clock on his phone changed. 3:16 a.m. Nathan's breathing slowed. His body already knew. The second the number shifted, 3:17 a.m., the sound came. Knock, knock, knock. Each knock landed with deliberate weight, like the door itself was being measured. Nathan didn't move, didn't blink. He kept his eyes fixed on the front door at the end of the hallway. The house held its breath. Even the rain outside seemed to hesitate. The knocks stopped. No footsteps, no retreat, just silence. Nathan waited a full 10 minutes before exhaling. This had been happening every night for 21 nights, always at 3:17 a.m. The first time he had rushed to the door, expecting a drunk neighbor or someone in trouble, no one was there. The second time he opened it slower, cautious, heart pounding. By the third night, he knew better. Something about the knocking didn't belong to the world of normal people. On the fourth night, he installed the camera feed. He hadn't watched the footage yet. He wasn't sure he wanted to. That morning, he finally forced himself to sit at the kitchen table, hands shaking as he clicked play. The timestamp appeared, 3:17:00 a.m. The porch light flickered on. For a moment, nothing happened. Then something stepped into view. The figure was tall, too tall, its head nearly touching the top of the camera frame. Its body was narrow, stretched like a shadow pulled thin. It stood inches from the door, unmoving. Nathan leaned closer to the screen. The figure had no face, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. Only smooth, pale skin where features should have been, like wet clay before it was shaped. And yet, Nathan felt something unmistakable. The figure was watching, not the camera, him. The video glitched, the image distorted for a fraction of a second, and when it returned, the figure was closer, so close its blank face filled the lens. The clip ended. Nathan slammed the laptop shut and vomited into the sink. By noon, he was standing on his neighbor's porch. Mrs. Halverson opened the door slowly, her eyes widening when she saw his face. "You've heard it, too," she said. Nathan swallowed. The knocking. She didn't invite him in. She told him about the fire. Years ago, a family had lived in his house. Winter storm, power outage, space heater tipped over. The house went up in minutes. The neighbors heard them screaming at 3:17 a.m. They had opened the door. The fire rushed in. No one escaped. Nathan returned home shaking. That night, he didn't turn off a single light. He sat on the couch, camera feed open on his phone, watching the front porch. 3:16 a.m. The air grew thick. The house seemed to lean inward. 3:17 a.m. Knock, knock, knock. Nathan stared at the phone. The porch was empty. His stomach twisted. The camera angle shifted, not on the porch, but in the hallway. The feed was now showing the inside of his house, the front door, from the other side. Something was standing there, inside. Nathan's blood turned cold. The doorknob rotated, not from the outside, from within the house. The hallway light flickered. Nathan bolted for the bedroom, slammed the door, and shoved his weight against it. The house fell silent. His heart hammered so hard he thought it might burst. Then, knock, knock, knock. On the bedroom door. The sound came from inches away. A shape slid beneath the crack of the door, not a shadow, but something darker, thicker, pulsing as if alive. A voice whispered directly into his head, "You're late." Nathan screamed. The door began to open, slowly, painfully. The hinges didn't creak. The darkness poured in. And then, nothing. When the police arrived the next morning, the house was empty. No blood, no struggle, only the camera still recording. The final frame showed the bedroom door opening from the inside. Elena Moore first heard the whisper on a Tuesday night, just after the apartment went quiet. The building always made noise, pipes knocking, distant televisions, footsteps from neighbors who never seemed to sleep. But that night the silence felt deliberate, as if the world had paused to listen. She was washing dishes when Noah padded into the kitchen, clutching his blanket with both hands. "Mom," he said, his voice small, "the man under my bed won't stop saying my name." Elena forced a smile. "There is no man under your bed." "There is," Noah whispered. "He knows me." She checked, of course, lifted the bedspread, knelt down, looked under the frame. Nothing. Noah climbed into bed with her that night. At 2:12 a.m., Elena awoke to the sound of whispering, not from the hallway, not from outside, from the floor. A voice, soft, breathy, patient, drifting up from beneath the bed. "Noah, Noah, Noah." Elena's body locked in place. The room was too dark, the air too still. She reached for her phone, turned on the flashlight, and slid her arm over the side of the mattress. The whisper stopped. The beam revealed nothing but shadows and dust. The next night, Noah refused to sleep alone. By the third night, Elena heard the whisper again. By the fourth, she answered it. "Who are you?" she asked the darkness beneath the bed. Silence. Then the whisper returned, closer now. "Elena." Her blood ran cold. She had never told Noah her name. She placed salt along the bed frame. She left the hallway light on. She recorded audio on her phone. At 2:12 a.m., the recorder captured her son's voice whispering back to something she could not hear. The next night, the whispering didn't come from under the bed. It came from the closet. The night after that, from the ceiling. On the seventh night, Noah woke screaming. "Elena!" he cried. "It's here!" She grabbed him and ran to the living room. They slept on the couch with every light on. At 2:12 a.m., the whispering came from inside the couch. "Noah, I'm so tired of waiting." Elena took Noah and fled the apartment before sunrise. They stayed at her sister's house. The whisper followed, inside the walls, in the pipes, in the mirrors. On the 10th night, Elena heard footsteps in the hallway outside the guest room. She sat up, heart pounding. The door creaked open. Noah stood there, but Noah was asleep in her arms. The boy in the doorway smiled. "Mom," he whispered, "he's on the bed now." Elena screamed and fell backward. The room went dark. When she woke, The house was silent. Noah was gone. The police searched for weeks. They never found him. A boy who looked like Noah returned home with her. He wore Noah's clothes. He answered to Noah's name. He knew every memory. But he never slept, never blinked, and every night at 2:12 a.m., Elena heard whispering from inside his mouth. Mason Hale trusted GPS more than people. That was his first mistake. They were halfway across Nevada when the signal cut in and out, and the blue line on the screen bent itself off the highway, dragging them toward a road neither of them recognized. "Shortcut," Trevor said. "Saves 40 minutes." The turnoff looked normal. No warning signs, no barriers, just a strip of asphalt stretching into the desert. 10 minutes in, the radio died. The air grew thick. Mason checked the map. The road they were on wasn't there. They kept driving. The sun sank too fast. The sky bruised purple and black. Then they saw her. A woman standing on the roadside. White dress, bare feet, hair hanging over her face. Mason slowed. "You see that?" Trevor nodded. They passed her. 2 miles later, she was there again, closer. They didn't stop. Another mile. There she was, smiling now. Mason's phone buzzed. The GPS screen flashed. "You are not supposed to be here." The road behind them vanished. They slammed the brakes. The asphalt rippled under the tires like water. The car sank. The woman stepped forward. "This road feeds on those who notice it," she said. The ground swallowed the car. By morning, the desert was quiet again. Only bones remained. That night, new headlights appeared. The woman smiled. The first patient screamed just after midnight. Not the cry of pain, not the sound of fear. Something far worse. It was the scream of a person who had seen something they were never meant to see. Nurse Vera Blackwood dropped her clipboard and ran. Room 314, Mr. Caldwell. Heart monitor spiking, eyes wide, face gray. He pointed past her. Don't move," he gasped. "It's behind you." Vera forced a calm smile. "You're confused, sir." He shook violently. "Please, don't turn around." The words crawled under her skin. He flatlined seconds later. That was the first of 6. Every one of them said the same thing. "It's behind you." The mirrors began cracking the next morning, not breaking, splitting, as if something inside them was trying to crawl out. Security footage showed Vera walking the halls with a shadow clinging to her back, long, twisted, moving out of sync with her body. She never felt it. Doctors ordered scans. Nothing showed. That night, during an emergency surgery, the lights flickered. The shadow peeled itself from Vera's spine. The operating room filled with screaming. The thing spoke through Vera's mouth. "Now you can look." Vera turned. The footage cut. The hospital wing was found empty. No bodies, no blood, only Vera standing alone in the hallway, crying. Behind her, something was smiling. The end.